Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are talking about something pretty amazing, foods that can literally outlive all of us. I'm gonna show you how to build what I call a forever pantry, and it's a super simple strategy to save a ton of money, cut way down on waste, and, just always be prepared for anything. So just look at this number for a second, $1,500. What is that? Well, according to the latest data, that's roughly how much money the average family throws away every single year on food that's gone bad. We're talking about real cash just going straight into the trash can. But what if you could just stop that? What if there was a way to build up a food supply that doesn't have a ticking clock on it? Well, that's exactly where these forever foods come in. They are absolutely key to saving money, slashing your waste, and building some real food security for yourself and your family. And let's be clear, this is not just about gearing up for some crazy zombie apocalypse, okay? Building a forever pantry is honestly one of the smartest financial moves you can make. It's really about sustainable living, fighting back against inflation, and just having that peace of mind that you've always got what you need right on hand. So you're probably wondering, how is this even possible? How can food be immortal? Before we jump into the list of what to buy, it's super important to understand the science of why they last so long. Because once you get this part, you are gonna see your pantry in a totally new light, I promise. Okay, it all comes down to defeating these 4 bad guys. You've got moisture, oxygen, pests, and light and heat. These are the things that cause food to spoil, period. The foods we're about to talk about, they're like natural superheroes at resisting these enemies. And proper storage, well, that's all about building an unbeatable fortress to keep them out for good. First up, let's talk about the original power couple of preservation, sugar and salt. I mean, for thousands of years, people have been using these, not just to make things taste good, but to make food last for months or even years. This is one of my all-time favorite food facts. It is just mind-blowing. Archaeologists literally found honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that was 3,000 years old, and it was still perfectly good to eat. So what are honey's superpowers? Well, it has almost zero moisture, it's super acidic, and it even produces its own hydrogen peroxide. Basically, it creates this environment where bacteria just cannot survive. Quick tip though, make sure you're buying raw, unprocessed honey to get all those amazing benefits. Now, pure white sugar and pure salt work in a really similar way. They are masters of dehydration. What they do is create this incredibly hostile environment for bacteria by literally pulling the water right out of them. It's a process called osmosis. Here's a pro tip for you. To keep your salt from clumping up, just toss a few grains of uncooked rice into the container. They'll soak up any moisture and keep it flowing perfectly. All right, let's build on that foundation. Every good stockpile needs a solid base of energy, and that's where carbohydrates come in. But listen, not all carbs are created equal when we're talking about shelf life. 6 cents. That's it. That's the average cost for a serving of white rice. So why white rice and not brown? It's because the oily bran layer has been removed from white rice, which means it won't go rancid over time. For just 6 cents a serving, you get a food that can probably outlive you. In a world where food prices are always going up, this is an absolute no-brainer. It's really no accident that rice is a staple food for billions of people. Its low cost and insane shelf life have been a hedge against inflation for centuries. For carbs like rice, dried beans, and pasta, how you store them is everything. Ditch those flimsy bags you get from the store immediately. Get them into some good airtight containers. For something like rice, adding a few bay leaves can actually help keep pests away naturally. And if you get this right, the results are just incredible. I heard that researchers recently found a sealed package of spaghetti from 1944 that was still perfectly edible. Wow. All right, so some of the most valuable things in your forever pantry aren't just for eating. Nope, they are multitasking powerhouses that can totally save the day in ways you would never, ever expect. Take distilled white vinegar, for example. I mean, this stuff is amazing. Not only is it self-preserving, archaeologists have found 2,000-year-old vinegar that was still good, but it's a dual threat. In the kitchen, it can make your pickled foods last 25% longer. And around the house, its acetic acid kills 99% of surface bacteria, which means it can replace dozens of expensive chemical-filled cleaners. And there are others that are basically survival tools in disguise. Hard liquors like vodka, a fantastic emergency disinfectant for wounds or equipment. Baking soda has something like 27 documented uses, from putting out grease fires to unclogging your drains. And cornstarch, it's not just a thickener. In a pinch, it can be an anti-chafing powder or even a dry shampoo. See? These aren't just pantry items, they're hidden tools.
So look, knowing what to store is only half the battle. How you store it is what truly, truly matters. Let's break this down into a really simple, smart plan you can actually use.
If you only remember one thing from all of this, please make it this right here. Cool, dark, dry, and airtight. This is the mantra for making food last. I don't care if it's honey, rice, or salt, protecting it from its enemies, heat, light, moisture, and oxygen, that is the absolute key to making it last forever.
And please, don't feel overwhelmed by all this. You don't have to build a forever pantry overnight. Just start small. Seriously, the next time you're at the grocery store, just grab 5 items from this list. Do that for a couple of weeks, and I'm telling you, before you know it, you'll have built a really valuable stockpile without even breaking the bank. So, I want you to try thinking about your pantry in a completely new way. It's not just a closet to store food, it's a savings account. One that protects you from inflation and waste. It's a real, tangible asset for your family's future. So the only question left is, how are you going to invest in it?